Okay, hello YouTube. Welcome to session 7 of the Black Valkyrie. Last time, the party got paid for their defeat of the Black Dragon and returned to Obsidian Sky, where they spent some time perusing a wine shop. I did not name the wine shop yet, I don't think. But they were then saw some Obsidian Knight ships that were heavily damaged returning to port. And on their way back to the ship, where they actually only had to spend, I believe it was only a day, to repair the damages that were dealt. From there, they learned, or they were, the captain had an acquaintance come to meet him to ask for a favor, and you guys all accepted the job to head to Port Oseth, and deal with a hydra that is causing a problem for the city before it becomes too much of a problem. When the merchants in the Alchemist Guild heard about the Hydra, they supplied you with preserving jugs and said that they would pay you per jug full of blood from the Hydra.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys set sail. I don't know if you guys wanted to do anything on the trip. I think we calculated it to 3 and a change days.
Yep, 3 and a little bit. Artie wants to make specifically something that will coat a sticky flammable substance to what we're fighting. Be it like a flame grenade or like a grease bomb, and that we can light on fire later. However it works, that's what she wants to work on during that travel. And
Okay.
she's gonna, yeah.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Okay. Make an intelligence check for me.
Just intelligence, or?
This is to figure out if you can piece something together in the time.
Okay, can I roll with proficiency because of my tinker tools? Or, here, I'll do what you said. Sorry, I have a tendency to ask for extra, but 22.
Okay. Yeah, you could probably, based on with what you have on the ship, you could probably put together a tar and pitch grenade of sorts. Fashion it from like a shell of some kind, and that shatters on impact, and it's full of tar and pitch. Yes.
I would specifically keep it under 5 or within 5 pounds, so that I can use catapult on it. So if I have to make several of them, I have glass blowing, so I can just make glass stuff.
Okay. Just make little glass orbs.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Just go ahead and roll a dexterity craft check.
Dex tools.
Okay. I will say that because the ship has a forge and all that stuff, you could probably craft about 12.
Well, inventory. I'm gonna call them pitch bombs.
That's fine.
12 bombs.
What they'll do is if it's it'll coat a 5-foot area, in tar and pitch, which will make it difficult terrain. If something falls prone in it, it will be considered grappled. And it is flammable.
Perfect. 12 pitch bombs, 5-foot area coated in tar and pitch, difficult terrain, prone equals grappled, and flammable. Deal. Excellent. Okay. That is what she does mostly during this trip.
Okay. Sounds good. Sorry, as I deal with something real quick.
I'm also going to create a spell refueling ring with my artificer infusions and pass it off to, would our bard or our druid prefer an extra ring that gives you you can recover 1 expended spell slot of 3rd level or lower once per day.
Okay. You talking about arcane recovery?
No, I'm one of my infusions. I can take a ring and infuse it so that it basically gives a 3rd level spell slot back,
That's
3rd
nice.
level or lower. And I'm offering it to one of our spellcasters.
Porshini, you're muted.
Let me see.
I just wanted to give other people a chance to claim it if they want it.
Trick says no need for that fanciness.
Do either of you use concentration spells very often?
Let me double check my concentration spells.
I'm using metagaming language because I'm a little brain dead and can't, in character, ask how do you about concentration spells.
A lot of my spells are concentration spells.
So if you would like, what armor are you wearing? Are you wearing robes or armor?
Yes, I'm wearing. Where is it? I'm wearing the armor. I'm still paying you for
That's
resistance.
great. Okay. Hey Dan, I have a question.
Yes.
Would he be able to wear like robes over top of that, or like, can I use this infusion on a shirt? It says a suit of armor or robes. It's for the. Oh, lol. If I were to say just like robes, shoes, create infusion, explain. So if I were to create a mind sharpener set of robes, would he be able to throw those on over top of his thing, or like turn it into like a cloak instead of robes? Would you allow that?
Does it require attunement?
I don't remember. Maybe.
If it requires attunement and he's attuned to it, I don't have an issue with that. If it doesn't require attunement, I'm going to say no. Just simply because.
So if it does not require attunement, you're not going to let him use it?
If he's wearing the armor, because the armor requires attunement and it takes the body slot technically, and it's not a cloak. It's just for the mechanics, the way it works. If it requires attunement and he's attuned to it, and it's on him, he's spending the resources to attune to it, essentially. Whereas if it's not an attunement item, wearing it in that spot is the component that needs to be used to be able to use the item. Because there's no other requirements for that item. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, it's...
Shit.
Fine. I'm just looking at my other options then. Because that's... I can also give you... I can give your weapon a +1 and give you a radiant weapon. You use a... What kind of weapon do you use? What's your weapon? Is it just a...
Let's see. Well, that's more of a loaded question, I guess. Sometimes I use a rapier. Sometimes I use a dagger.
Okay. Because I can give you +1 to attack and damage rolls with a weapon, as long as it's not already magical. And while holding it, you can basically use it a bonus action to create light. And then as a reaction, you can cause it to blind somebody with a save DC. So do you have a non-magical weapon that you would like me to enchant temporarily? Like a rapier?
Okay, let's take a quick peek. Where would I go with? Yeah, probably. I guess probably my rapier.
Okay.
You know, his real weapon is his
His real weapon is his what?
insult.
Insult? It is true. You have delightful insults. So I just linked it. Infused item gets a +1, and then there's the other details of what the spell or what the stuff can do. So you can just copy and paste that temporarily onto your weapon.
Nice.
I just want to actually use my infusions because I haven't been. I've literally only had one infusion this whole game because of weirdness and how the infusions work. And I want to share. So there we go. I'm done with infusing things.
I wish there was a better way to like share infusions among your party.
Yeah, the Artificer needs an overhaul in D&D Beyond. It's just, it is what it is. There needs to be a group loot. If we're all in the same campaign, there should be the option of a group loot and linking people to that group loot.
Yeah.
Like who has access. But they're not there yet.
No, that would definitely be a cool idea. So, yeah. Okay. So, I guess we'll have you guys arrive in the city.
Yeah.
The captain will have you touch down in the port. And he'll be like, prepare the ship for docking. I'm going to go find out what exactly is the details of what we're up against. And the captain, disembarks and heads into the city.
Also, Porshini, you get the ring of spell refueling.
Ring of...
And I just linked it in chat. You'll just have to copy and paste it and know that you have that once a day. Until I tell you you don't anymore.
Okay.
Ah, shit. I closed my D&D Beyond tab.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Oh.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay. So, a little while later, the captain returns with a gentleman of elven blood, and he has about three guardsmen with him. One of them looks to be a captain of some sort.
Do they look to be of the Obsidian Knights?
They are not. These are just the city guards. from the town. And they come up on board and meet with all of you. Ooh, I'm gonna drop you guys over on the ship because it's just easier. I'm gonna help me find some fun tokens to use. Do I even have any elf tokens? I do not hear them. Let me find some. And the captain. And I need one more. Sorry. Okay. We'll just use those because they're colorful.
Yay. Tokens.
So they'll come up on board and begin. So be like, thank you all for coming and helping. Who all is planning to go on this expedition? So we might explain all the details of what's going on.
Party raises her hand and lights up her armor.
My question is how many heads does it currently have?
That's a good question.
The one of the guards will be like, I believe last time I saw it, I saw 5 or 6.
Great.
Do you know if it has any particular weaknesses to certain elements, like fire or acid?
Let me do a roll for them. They'll be like, usually, I believe, people use fire to subdue them. Hydras don't normally come this far north. We usually have to venture south to find them. So us here at in the cities don't necessarily get our chances to deal with them.
Okay. Do you know if it produces any, like, poisons or acids?
One of the guards will stand up and be like, this one in particular, I believe it has acid blood.
Acidic blood, okay.
When we first attempted to, the river that runs through the town dried up and shriveled up to basically nothing but a trickle, and it's what we depend on to survive. So we sent an expedition into the hills south and discovered a dam of huge trees that had been knocked down and used to basically create a giant lake above. While we were attempting to remove some of the logs it attacked, it seems to have dammed up the river to create itself a den.
Gotcha.
But when you attack it, you need to be careful with melee attacks because the acid does splash. I have several men that were hurt and or killed due to the acid.
Good to know.
As he says that, I kind of conjure my blades and fan them out. Won't be an issue.
Okay.
How large is the beast?
He's fairly substantial. I would say larger than a giant.
Oh. Okay. That's pretty big.
From my understanding, he seems to be on the larger end of his species.
Okay.
Definitely not the biggest one we've ever heard of, but he is larger than the average hydra.
So well established.
It's a big boy. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
The captain tells me that you have wagons of cargo you need to escort with you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to need the? I believe they were sent by the merchants and the alchemist guild, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. We have two people who could accompany you to escort the cargo and aid in that are representatives of one's the alchemist and one's the merchants.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, now we have more of a protection job, or are they there to help?
They're there to escort the wagons. And once you guys defeat the Hydra, they will help collect any blood that is spilled.
So they're gonna stay back while we fight.
Yes, they are civilians, not fighters.
Okay. I'll
Great.
put up a rope trick for them while we're fighting, so they can hide in there.
Great, we're babysitters.
I mean, it happens.
How much are we getting paid again?
Yeah, I have a out of character. We're bringing our NPC buddies on this one, right?
You guys want to?
I think we should, at least the ones that can do range damage. I'm sure that they all have ranged options.
The captain's gonna stay, and he's gonna request at least 2 people stay with him.
Okay. We should definitely take the healer with us. That's one of my things. That's yeah.
So everybody who's
Makes sense.
going, move up to stand in front of the line of people here. And then whoever's not going, come over, stand with the captain.
Oh. Apparently I don't have control of that Silena token, so we're putting a different up.
So who wants to? Does someone else want to bring a companion, or are you guys just gonna let the others stay?
Oh. It's not
What about-
letting me do it.
What about the other caster?
Sure, I'll bring my caster.
Okay. I think her name was Nissa. Is it Nissa?
Nissa, Nisa.
No, not Black Dragon.
Right.
Black Valkyrie.
Is
Yeah,
there two
Nissa.
of them now? Or is that the twin? Nope, that's the twin. Okay. Should I bring my Nope, nope, there's 2. Okay. We're good.
Okay. So the two, the twins
Two
and the
twins.
captain are staying on the ship. Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just making sure I have all my I's and T's. Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay.
I was making sure that I had like all of my spells set. Because she would have had that done in the morning.
Okay.
Oh, let's see. I take a moment and give the captain a little wooden rose token. It's like, I'll make sure you know if anything's coming your way this time, Captain.
He'll be like, I appreciate it, Valone. And he kind of like gives Strix a little side eye, like. He's like,
Strix's ears kind of go back a little bit.
he's a little ashamed, kind of back.
Oh, poor Strix.
Strix did bad, I know.
Strix was it's not his fault. He was distracted by shyness.
Okay. So they will haul the 3 wagons? That's what I said? 2 wagons. We'll just say 2 wagons.
2 wagons. Yeah.
2 wagons are funny. There's 2. Yeah. And you guys begin your trek upriver, the dry river. So part of your job is to deal with the hydra and return the river's flow back to normal. Is basically what the town, the mayor of the town says, basically. They're going to pay you, upon completion, 5,000 for completing the job, and then the Merchants Guild and the Alchemist Guild have a basically they'll pay you per jug.
Okay.
So, the river is blocked by the hydra, or why is the river
The
dry?
hydra basically built a beaver's dam.
Got it.
Beaver
Now we
hydra.
have to be engineers in destruction. Got it.
Yeah.
Without wiping the city off by releasing a giant flood of water.
Oh, what? Didn't know that wasn't in the deal.
Essentially, we've got to engineer another dam.
Artie can break
It
dam.
sounds like an impossible mission. How much are we getting paid?
5,000.
I like how you just keep on
The-
double checking.
250 each.
The captain will be like, or the captain will be like, Strix, you know it's just because you don't like water.
It's more than that, Captain. Trust me.
Hydras are fun. Go deal with it.
He's so endearing.
Did he say hydras are fun?
Yeah.
Thanks, Captain.
Obviously, he's never met one face to face.
Artie is nodding, like genuinely enthusiastically, like, yeah, they are. I'm so excited. Let's do
Or I
this.
should say face to face to face to face to face to face.
Lots of faces. Snoot to snoot to snoot. Hey, Strix, can you do that mind trick thingy where we can all talk to you?
Sure.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
The captain
Yes, I
goes,
see that.
yeah. Telepathy.
That's not good.
I told you I'm sorry.
He does it jokingly. He's teasing you about it now.
You're gonna have to endure a little ribbing between now and when he gives up.
Yeah.
Just ears more pressed back.
As we're traveling, are we to the point where we're getting ready to travel?
Yes.
Okay. Artie is going to stay up in the sky and keep eyes ahead, using her fancy goggles of supervision and just keeping an eye out for anything so that nothing comes to us without us knowing it, and
Okay.
communicating all of it to Strix as we travel.
Sounds good. Okay. All right. I don't have a good travel roadmap, so we're just gonna jump right over to the lake. How's that sound?
It's a peaceful travel.
Yeah. There's not really anything. It's less than a day's trip in civilized in the coastal of the northern side of Vonselrun. For the most part, north of the mountain range on Vonselrun. And let me drop you guys back on the map so you can see. The north side of Vonselrun tends to be pretty peaceful, which is why all the cities have been established there. Once you go beyond the mountains, that's where things begin to get wild and the beasts and monstrosities live. Because there was once an empire that lived back beyond the mountains, and they vanished. They disappeared overnight, basically, and left their ruins behind. They were elves that were said to have been cursed.
Oh.
I think they just went into hiding. They were dealing with rid of those shit.
So, and then after they vanished, nobody realized for a while because they were a very secluded empire. And by the time someone realized, monsters and everything had kind of retaken all of the lands.
Is that around where Kaz and Brune?
Yep. They actually resettled one of the cities, the ruins.
Yay.
So, but yes, okay. I'm gonna jump you guys over here. Look at that. Don't look yet, sorry. Yeah, there, okay.
What are we looking at? Or not looking at, I guess?
Nothing now. It's gone now.
Oh, good, because I was throwing food for my cat.
Cool.
Which side are we coming in on?
We're down the floor. Look down,
It
you
would
silly.
be the southern side over here.
Can you ping that again? Oh, I see it. Okay.
You guys all see the map, yes?
Yes, Pretty
Yep.
Waters.
Okay. Cool. I couldn't find a good map with a dam, so I just found one that I liked. So.
I was gonna say, well, damn, but
Yeah. So.
and we're coming in. Give me
It's
a
a
sec.
damn shame.
What's my health? That is my health. Good. That's her health. That's perfect. Look at that. We're all set.
Okay.
Sorry, my cat. Sorry.
I'm just gonna put the wagons here and scooch them down here, saying they're off the map, but they're nearby.
Okay.
There we go. And then yeah, so what are you guys doing? I think
Artie is gonna.
She needs to drop her token. Yes.
Yeah. Artie would like to make a look check.
Go ahead, make a perception.
Preferably an investigation, if you'll allow it, because she's actually searching for hostiles in the area specifically. Was that investigation or perception?
Are you going to get down close to the water to check, or are you flying up above and doing a check?
Well, I was flying up above, but I have fancy vision goggles that let me look close up at far things. And specifically, they give me advantage on one and not the other. That's why I want to use that.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. These are the ones that let me look up to 1 foot out. Never mind. These aren't the far distance ones.
These are the magnifying.
These are the magnifying ones. Never mind. Yeah, I guess it's definitely perception.
Okay.
Not that it would have helped.
Yeah, so you see where the river had been stopped. There were several trees that were knocked down and used to barricade it. There's a little bit of water that is seeping through it. It's definitely recent. Like probably less than a week. But the lake has filled up pretty deep, actually, from what you can tell.
That makes sense. I mean, I could go break the dam pretty easily, but like we said, we don't want to flood the town.
Yeah, I feel like we might not get paid as much if we do that.
I feel like you're probably right.
Too bad. Those people we'd have to deal with.
Our little
zombies I could
sociopath.
raise.
Artie is gonna turn her cantrip thingy into a cantrip. Give me a second. I have to view all the cantrips and remember which ones I want. I mean, you can keep doing stuff while I do this.
Okay. Is anybody else doing anything?
For those of our party that are naturally inclined, looking mainly at Porcini,
Yes.
have I seen you wild shape or no?
Not yet.
You turned into a frog in the last game we did.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw me do it. But we've also like known each other for a bit, so
Right.
I'm sure at some point you've seen me.
I just know your druid is different than what I'm used to. So Strix is gonna look at you and do you have any sort of dam building skills from that water rodent thing that you can transfer to?
I can't turn into a big beaver.
Ah,
I have class.
Firebolt. That's the cantrip I'm picking. Not that I'm using it right now, I'm just saying.
However, I could become a giant octopus.
Or a really big snake. Can you turn into one of those like really big squeezy snakes?
I can turn into a lizard. A really big lizard.
Nice.
She's just a little smug, a little proud. It's like, yeah, that's right. I am nice. Awesome.
Do we need to bait something into the water? It's in the water, right? That's what we were told.
This is where you were told it was at.
Y'all want me to?
Now, if it's here at the moment, you don't know. You obviously didn't see anything.
No,
Y'all
not
want me to
at
get
all.
prepared, and I'll just shoot lightning into the water and see what happens.
Are you going to do that?
I'm asking them in character. Do you
Oh.
guys want to get prepared, and I'll shoot lightning in the water and see what happens?
I say, hey Cap, you close enough to fire into the water?
Who?
Yeah, no response. I was sending a message to Cap. He's ignoring me.
You'll hear him go, yes, but it's not going to help you. And then he goes, and then you hear him go again, done. I don't know how far you can actually reach with that.
With 1 mile.
1 mile.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is a little further than a mile, so yes, you wouldn't actually be able to communicate. But no, he would have. If you had contacted him, he would have just shot into the water off the side of the boat, and then they're like, done. Now what do you? Because
I'll just take it. He didn't respond, and he's ignoring me, and is still upset with me.
okay.
Oh, poor buddy.
Oh.
He's
So-
sad kitten.
We've
Are there
got.
any small animals around?
Are we going to throw them in?
I mean, if you really don't like them, I suppose.
I mean, if we want to bait it out, we can. I can also we can do it with something that's also going to hurt it.
You were going to talk to the animal.
That's the idea.
Oh. Yeah, I suppose if you want to do it the easy way. Is there animals around, Dan?
Make a perception.
I'll help you look.
Okay.
You notice that there's not a whole lot of animals around this new formed lake, but probably if you take like a couple-minute walk away, you begin to find them scurrying around in trees and stuff.
I would say that is a bit of a sign, though.
That is a bit of a sign that we're in the right place.
You know.
All right. But we do find some animal.
Yeah, if you want to. What kind of animal are you looking for?
Let's see. Well, that's wooded area. I don't know. Maybe like a squirrel or a chipmunk.
Okay.
Or a rabbit.
We'll say you can find a squirrel.
All right. I am going to cast Animal Friendship on it.
Okay. What does that do?
That should have appeared in the box.
Okay.
Oh, it didn't appear in the box. Let me paste the spell.
No.
Okay, it definitely failed.
Here is the text. So basically, it becomes charmed.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna ask it. Oh, hey, animal friends, could you go around and inspect that water over there?
Oh my god.
Yep.
That's worse than just throwing them in.
I'm so glad we're all sociopaths in this group. Or at least
They're
3 out
doing
of
it
4.
of their own volition unknowingly. Oh my god.
He's fast, you know. There's nothing to say that he'll get gobbled up and eaten. He might get away. Anyway, so I'm gonna
First-
send him.
Oh.
Let's see.
I was just going to say,
over here and
Rashidi
around.
first looks shocked, and then she just kind of nods at you in approval, like, I've
Okay.
misjudged you.
Okay. It'll scamper up to the shoreline, and you tell it to just go look around.
Yeah, just to walk around there, see if it sees anything interesting. Maybe there's some tasty nuts or something. I just wanted to wander around there and see if anything happens.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Do I not know about nuts in water? Like, I'm going to.
They're water chestnuts.
Okay.
These nuts be wet.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So the squirrel scampers over and begins futzing around at the edge of the water, like kind of scampering around. And at one point, right, it hops up on this rock and is like digging through that little like bush that's right here. And all of the sudden, why doesn't everyone make a perception check real quick first to see if you see this happen coming before it happens?
I am.
Okay. Artie is
Little
so
rodent
distracted.
Attentively.
Nice.
You rolling for Shani? There we go. Okay.
Wow.
So, Artie, you're just observing the squirrel and not paying attention to what's going on around it because you're like, "Oh, little buddy."
I was like, oh, it's my size. I could write that. And she's thinking about designing a squirrel saddle.
Yeah, I love it.
You three see this little thing with just like a little dome kind of just slowly drifting towards the shore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then all of the sudden a splash of water as a very, very large crocodile with what appears to be 2 heads lunges out of the water and let's see if it actually hits.
Squirrels are fast.
Squirrel. Hey, if it's got any decks, it might have
I
saved.
think it's okay.
Let me see here. Extras. I'm just trying to see if I can even find anything that.
Does it have the spiky collar too?
No, it doesn't.
Oh.
I just could not find anything good.
Cat has a 12 AC, so
I was like, is it somebody's pet? Little crocodile. Just wants gloves and snuggles. So does the squirrel make it?
I'm looking.
Oh, I apologize.
It's either gone in one tasty bite or it is running scared.
everything I'm seeing says that a regular squirrel would have a AC of 10 exactly.
Really? Oh no.
Yeah.
And it
And I mean, this is all.
definitely got surprised though, so it did get advantage.
Oh, so it gets a 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see
did
what
the
it's.
squirrel roll perception.
I did roll for it.
Amazing.
That's why it's back turned, because it did not roll well. Okay. We're just gonna say that all of a sudden you see it pop up, and one of the mouths just chomps, and it slides back into the water as it rips some of the branches off of that bush that the squirrel was checking off, and the squirrel is gone.
Damn it.
Can I still see it?
The alligator
Yes.
or the crocodile? Yes, but it has slipped back under the water.
No squirrel zombies today.
Grab my trident of fish command and use
Ooh.
dominate beast.
Okay. What's the
My cat has.
DC? Does it say the DC of it?
Oh yeah. I got save DC of 15.
No.
It matched it.
Well, shit.
Now the question is, does it realize and does it become hostile towards us at that point?
It doesn't say. Nope.
If the saving throw succeeds, the spell ends. Or there you go. That's it. It just ends.
Yep.
I'm used to smaller prey.
It's a big fish. Can I please shoot it with lightning?
You want to shoot it with lightning?
I really do. She's asking this of the group. And her little lightning guns on her shoulders, because I imagine they're little guns that pop out of her shoulders, are just like sparking and glowing and getting ready to shoot. Can I shoot it, please?
If I get it afterwards, I'm fine with that.
I look around for general consensus.
Nod.
I mean, I've already attacked.
Pew pew! View number 1! Does a 19! Or even a 13.
19 will hit.
Yeah! It takes an extra d6. Sweet! I'm gonna shoot it again! Natural 20! Excuse me. For 9 damage.
9 damage?
Yeah. So
Okay.
24.
Okay.
24 damage.
It floats up to the top of the water. It just kind of bobs there.
Dead?
Yeah.
Can I...
Ooh.
I was gonna say I can mage hand it back, but it's very big.
Zombie.
You can run over there and zombie it, right?
Well,
Can I get a zombie?
Careful. Usually when there's one crocodile, there's multiple crocodiles, and that's already multiple crocodiles, so you might want to be careful.
I'll be careful.
What?
I don't trust the water.
Are you saying that because you're a cat, or are you saying that because it's full of crocodiles?
Well, did you see the multiple heads on that croc?
Oh, well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Do you see the multiple heads on that croc? Imagine it in a battle.
Imagine that being because of whatever's in the water is also because of the hydra.
I mean, of course, that's a possibility, but it's a little snappy baby, and then it can be my snappy baby.
You do know that there was some blood spilled here from a fight that happened in the last week.
I want to do science on that corpse, but I think we should make sure that there are no other corpse makers nearby. Artie's
could
gonna.
just electrify the water, right?
I mean, I already shot into it now. Whatever is in there knows we're here. So if you guys want me to just start shooting in the water until stuff comes out. Artie is going to fly up in the air and try and get a look in the water for any weird movements, any big, like,
Shadowy
large
shape.
objects that could be in there, or any other crocodiles.
Okay. Make a perception.
Oof.
I get sun glare in my eyes.
Yep.
I'm flipping a coin over here. Natural 20, natural 1.
Yep. Now you go up the right section, and there's like a little wake from the explosion, and it reflects the sunlight perfectly into your eyes. And you're like, ah!
She very dramatically flutters down. She doesn't all the way land on the ground, but she pretends to, like, she's very dramatic about it. And she goes, I'm blind! I can't see anything. Give me a second, my eyes hurt.
The goggles, they do nothing.
The goggles are great. They give me dark vision, but they also make light bright.
So Nissa will conjure mage hand as if to try and catch you.
I
So cute.
I very gently flutter down into the mage hand, and then probably through it, because I don't know if mage hand is actually tangible. I guess if it can pick things up, I am a small.
But you're over 5 pounds.
I
No,
don't think I am.
Well,
I'm
with all
7
your
inches
gear you're
tall.
carrying.
My gear is the light kind, the mithril. So, and most of my stuff is inside of a bag of holding. So I don't know.
yeah, guys, don't you know you don't ask a lady about her weight? How rude.
You're gonna
I
make
mean,
it pocket.
the thing is, I can just fly. So I'm hovering just above the hand, so it looks like it's holding me. How's that?
Perfect.
Except I'm blind, so I'm hovering like halfway through the hand because I don't realize I went too far. Someone else want to take a look and maybe like do something?
Strix will call out, yes, perfect. You're being bait. Great. Have it come out of the water.
No, no.
I'm gonna
My God.
Scan the water line.
Oh, wait a minute.
Also, I'm up like a few feet now.
So Verlorn, you see something moving around here and here.
Oh, I know what you could do.
What who can do?
You.
If it has to do with going to the water,
No,
me out.
you can use your mage hand. You can use your mage hand to make small
Splash
splashes
water?
in the water, so it'll look like some kind of animal is in there. And for added effect, I can use Druidcraft to maybe make sounds with it, like squeaks.
As you mentioned, using mage hand to touch the water, you kind of see his paws kind of shake as if they're wet.
It's not you, it's the mage hand. You
Just-
won't get bit, the mage hand will.
It's a thought.
Well, that's all I got.
That's actually a fun
Unless-
idea.
Thank you.
Artie's gonna shoot randomly into the water again. Artie hasn't seen the monsters yet, so she's gonna. I'm just.
Forlorn, do you point them out?
I take a moment. Oh, guys, since we're using Strix as a talking, to communicate, Strix, there's one over there and over there. I point them out. So if anybody's looking at me, they see me point them out. Everybody know.
All right. I will relay that information then to Artie.
You
Oh.
also say it in your head and then point.
And also include in the water.
Oh.
Well, I rolled another perception check and got an 8 this time. Unless I have disadvantage. It's the best perception check I've rolled all night.
Yeah.
A whopping 8. I also assumed that I was randomly shooting into the water, so it would be disadvantage. I doubt a 10 hits anything in there.
Yeah. Why don't we have everyone just roll initiative so we can just go in initiative from here on out?
Okay.
But I really liked my water splashy idea.
Select your token.
Though I do have a way to do it on my own next time, all with Druidcraft.
Nice.
Yep, I am in no hurry whatsoever.
Imagine that.
Thematic. Also, I've changed my height, Dan. I'm the green bubble is my height, so I'm 15 feet up in the air right now.
Okay.
Which will probably be important at some point.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it looks so good.
Don't you hate it when you go to light a match and the match just breaks in half instead?
When I was little, I used to suck on the ends of matches.
That sounds safe.
Yeah.
Very safe.
Yeah. Well, didn't Manny used to put forks or into outlets and stuff?
I believe it.
I used to put matches out by putting them in my mouth.
No, I would just suck on the ends of matches. I just thought it was the best flavor ever. Like salty and weird. Delicious.
You're weird.
I know. Every once in a while, I just get that craving for a nice, good matchstick.
Brings a whole new meaning to matchstick, kid.
Okay, yeah, everyone roll.
Yep, we all.
Oh, I
Pretty
didn't click
lousy.
on my character
No,
first.
you're in there.
That's the issue. Oh, really? Yay!
I see Artie. I see Toshini,
Don't
Strix,
forget about your
Forlorn.
NPCs.
2 NPCs. Yep, everyone's in.
Yay!
Oh, it wasn't me. Yay! Oh, there it is. I'm just gonna close that real quick. Oh, it's really starting to come together.
Wow.
Yeah, it's what it needed. These are gonna look so good next time people come over to play Warhammer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you talking about your unclean one?
Uh-huh. I'm outlining all the huts and hustuous spots with green on my purple.
Ah, there you
So
go.
you know Yeah, it pops nicely, just like my Great Unclean one. It really just finishes it off, you know?
Okay. Artie, you're up first.
Oh shit, I am. Do I see them now that they've been pointed out to me?
Yes.
Okay.
They are still underwater.
That one's 105 from me.
Mm-hmm.
If I just fly up above this tree, it'll be within my range. So I'm going to do that. There. I am now above the tree.
Okay.
So I don't know how high up in the air that is, but say 20 feet.
You'll probably say 30.
30. Pew pew at the far distance one. Does a 24 hit?
24 will hit. Yes.
Cool. Does an 11 hit?
No.
No. Well, he took 11 damage from my lightning zap.
Okay.
That is my turn.
Oh, yeah.
It's Nissa then.
So Nissa is
So ugly, I love it. Yay.
that doesn't work how I want it to. So Nissa's gonna shoot a fire bolt.
So on that, if you click the +6,
Sorry, trying to find the spell.
I have linked the firebolt spell.
Oh, perfect. So, guess I click.
No.
I don't imagine 11 hits.
11 will not hit.
Okay.
It just fizzles on top of the water. Whoa.
So we'll move up, and that's Nissa's turn.
Okay. Selena? Is it Selena?
Yep. She is going to Sacred Flame. Give me a second. Pull her up again. There's that. She gets. I need a saving throw. I need a dex saving throw.
15.
Her spell save is it's a 13, so it's saved.
Okay.
That's her turn. She's gonna stay back where she is right now.
for Sheeny.
I know what I'm doing. I am. Oh, well, first I should move. The teeny bitty bit. Go right. Oh, wait, I should measure. Yeah, I should measure first. I forgot about that.
I have provided a misery for you, and it's starting where you originally were. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go back there.
you have what, 25 feet?
Let me double. Yeah. I'm so slow.
You got short little legs.
Yeah, I know.
Like in real life.
Oh, no, one more. There we go.
I don't
All
think
right. What? Okay, look here, sir. I made you cookies. They may not have been the ones you actually like, but there was an attempt on my part, okay? So
I
I'm gonna need you to keep that fast to a minimum. Thank you.
The short ones are always the feistiest.
I'm a
He's
coming.
very feisty.
I know where you sleep. Okay. I'm going to do I'm gonna cast Call Lightning.
Such a good spell.
Oh, I wanted to roll it myself, but fine. Be like that. And apparently it's 23 damage. But let me find where it's actually going to be. Because it didn't do what I wanted it to do. It has a range of 120. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can
And
hit your
it's got a circle effect, a 60 fate.
Is it a 60-foot radius?
Yes.
Yeah, it basically covers the entire lake.
It has a
Let me fix that then, because that's it's that radius.
What?
That's the radius of the split. So,
We don't see anything on our side.
oh, I dropped it on the wrong layer. That's why. There we go.
Okay. Can I move that though?
Where just ping where you want it, and I'll put it there for you.
I want to see it so that I don't hit Artie.
So the way this spell works is you
I
summon a
believe you.
cloud up in the air, and then you can pick a 5-foot square to zap with lightning.
Okay, keep it right there. That's perfect.
Such a good spell.
Because
Thank
it's
you, Tam.
reusable turn after turn as long as you keep concentration.
Yeah. Keep concentration on it.
And then you can wild shape. God, I love druid.
But,
I think Call Lightning is one of the best concentration spells in the game.
it's definitely my new favorite. I'm gonna tell you that. But no, I think I'm going to save my wild shape just in case. And that'll be my turn. Oh, wait, I'll say, gotcha, bitch. I mean, bitches. And then that'll be the end of my turn.
Are you not zapping someone this first round?
Huh? Am I what?
You're not attempting
Which
to
one are you
zap someone?
hitting?
Oh!
I'm pretty sure the first time you cast it, you get to immediately zap someone.
Yep.
And then from then on, it's an action or bonus action.
I think it's a bonus action, but I'm not positive.
I would like to zap this one.
Okay.
I thought it zapped both of them.
You pick a 5-foot square, and then it strikes there. You're picking a point under the cloud to strike with lightning.
Oh, okay. And it's 23 damage.
And it takes half on a save.
Yes. Yes?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay, move on.
All right. Looking at where it's at. Okay.
Oh, I should have just said. Oh man. Oh well.
Uh,
I just thought of the song Thunder. Thunder. Feel the thunder. Lightning in the thunder.
It's a good song.
Yeah. Perfect for my attack.
all right. You're probably not looking at me, but I give a wink to Porcini.
Hmm?
Then I use vicious mockery and say, "Your ugly face makes a good argument against raising the dead."
Oh,
Oh. She's gonna laugh.
What
That's
kind of
great.
save is that?
It is a wisdom save.
wait, Vicious Mockery is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, death
Now I want to
kills.
make a bard that all he is a hype man. He doesn't come up with his own stuff. He just hypes everyone up. Hype everyone up.
Up.
Hype. Yes. I
It
tried.
has now it has disadvantage on its next attack.
Okay.
Or I could play it with another bard and I could be his hype man. I have shenanigans planned.
Tricks.
From where I'm at, I believe it's 50 feet to it. So yeah, my psychic blades are gonna strike out.
Okay.
They're gonna try and strike out again.
There
That
you
second
go.
one will hit. And yes.
And that is Strix's turn.
Okay. Alrighty.
I kind of feel bad, but. Pew pew! I assume a 24 hits.
Okay.
For 9 damage.
You get died at 8.
Okay, fine, then it won't take the extra 1d6. And Artie watches as its body just sizzles into the water and falls to the ground, and she's just like, "Oh, I was hoping for more of a fight. You think the bigger lizards in there too?" And that's her turn.
Okay. Misa.
Huh?
It's Misa's turn.
Niece, she's gonna look for other targets.
Roll step. If she doesn't have a perception, it's a wisdom.
Okay.
A natural 20.
She thinks she sees something moving in this area.
Okay. So she's going to. Does she see like the size of it?
It's very subtle, but there seems to be a little like crest in the water, just ever so slightly, as if something is very slowly moving through.
Okay. This is gonna relay that information to the party. with the approximate location and say that it's coming closer. And that'll be Mia's turn.
Okay. Selena.
She's gonna hold Sacred Flame for if something she can see, sees, and things and stuff and things.
Okay.
Yep, that's words. She's actually gonna step a little closer so she it's a 60-foot range. Oh my god, too many tabs. No, she's just step a little closer. 5, 10, 15. That should be good. And then hold Sacred Flame for reasons.
Okay. I think we're on to Porshimi now. Yes. Yes.
Yes. I will ready my my lightning attack.
Okay. Verlarn.
Let's see. What fun things can I do? All right. I'm gonna move. Oops. There we go. And then from my new location, I am going to scan the waterline again.
Okay. You can't really see anything at the moment. But you think you see what Nissa was talking about. But you don't notice, you don't like really pick out anything yet.
Okay, I'll just wait there.
Okay. At the end of your turn, you do see a head begin to rise up out of the water.
Oh, fun.
Many held actions.
Yep.
It's so cute. Look at those teepees.
It begins to rise up out of the water right here.
Wait, 1 second. Oh, no. I went to the wrong page. Right. So, where?
It needs to make a dex save against Sacred Flame.
I don't know where it's coming out. But okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, it's close-ish.
18, so I assume that saves.
It definitely saves.
Okay.
I will also attack it because I have saved my.
You want to use
thingy.
your reaction to do your blast?
Yeah. Let me
What's your
roll.
DC?
My DC?
Yes, for the spell.
Oh, 15.
Okay, it fails that. So, how much damage? 3d10.
16.
16 damage. now it is, I believe, officially Strix's turn.
Oops.
What was that?
That was rude.
Was there a car outside?
It was the
But-
sound of the hydra reacting to pain.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a car coming through. We'll call it the Hydra. Yeah, I like that.
Strix is going to tentatively approach and reach out with his mind blade.
Okay. That 17 will hit.
Okay.
Well, I think
Okay. The head is gonna slump and fall back under the water.
okay.
I just realized it might be hard to collect any blood if it remains in the water.
There's ways of getting it. I mean, it's probably got more heads than that. It'll come out of the water.
I think the water is already toxic.
I think we wanted that. Yeah.
Guys, I have my leg propped up on a chair, and the kitten is laying on my calf. She's small enough that she just can lay on my leg. And she's just propped up there, and she's a little cat loaf, and she's so cute.
I remember when Mando was that tiny.
Okay. So, yeah. At the end of Strix, are you all done, Strix?
Yeah, I'm done.
You're not going to back up further? I kind of absolutely expected you to back up further.
I'm waiting for the oncoming surge of water, and then I'm gonna run.
Yeah.
But you're done.
Yes.
At the end of your turn, another head will emerge from the water. Okay. And now it's Artie's turn.
How high out of the water is it rising?
It's rising about 5. Like, up to 5 feet out. So,
So it's still below me.
yes. You
I am-
probably, from where you are, don't have line of sight of it, actually, because the tree.
Did I see the first one?
You saw everyone unleash on it,
Oh, it's true. I saw the lightning strike at the very least. Okay.
so you
she's
would
gonna
know they're
move.
down below the tree.
Yeah, she's gonna move to the edge of the tree line and look and probably see it from like here, which I'm
You're up,
I'm
yeah.
25 feet above it. Seeing that, I am going to be a fairy and do the thing that fairy fires do. And use fairy fire. I would like it to try and not save from this thing. I'm going to cast it from, like... I'm trying to hit the body so I can hit each of the heads. So I'm kind of centering it here. Let me... Circle... how big is this property? Give me a second. 20-foot cube. It's not a circle, it's a cube.
I'm gonna use a legendary resistance to pass this save.
Ooh.
Well. Fine.
So when do we get our legendary moves?
Um,
And then I guess as a bonus action, I'm gonna flip it off.
Okay.
And then that is my turn.
Okay.
Wait. I have a bonus action spell. I did prepare. Give me a
Okay.
second.
Okay.
Give me a second. I actually did something specific. Shit. Is she still within 30 feet of me? Probably not. No, she's just out of range. Okay. Never mind. I'm not gonna bonus action.
Okay.
I can get closer next time.
Nissa.
And we never heard from her again.
Nissa. Mage.
Sorry,
Together.
trying to get used to this and sidekick thing.
Yeah.
Yes, firebolt.
Pew.
Roll time. Six. Roll that 21.
Nice.
Oh my god.
You get to do 2d10.
Because she's 6th level.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
What's hilarious?
I'm gonna let him finish and then I'll talk about my very unrelated thing.
Okay. It'll make collision with the face.
And that's Mrs. turn.
Okay. Selena.
She's gonna step forward. 5,
Oh,
10, 15-ish movement. She's going to... What are my spells? She's going to Shield of Faith on Artie. Since Artie is right above this thing.
Okay.
So that takes one of my first level spell slots away.
Okay.
And
That's
she's
is that a +2 to AC?
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm up. My AC is higher now. I'm gonna. So actually, it was at 21 because I haven't updated this one. Now it's up to 23. And that's her turn.
Okay.
Woof, woof. Did you know that hydras bark?
at what part?
The hydra. It's barking.
Oh! I thought it was Trey outside in his kennel.
All right. It looks like it's Portia's turn.
Not quite.
Oh, that's right. There's still things on the map that are hidden from us.
Yeah.
Lovely. They also don't have hit point bars. Just throwing that out there.
Yep,
I don't know if that's intentional.
That is. Another one rises up out of the water right there.
Lovely.
Okay. And now it's Portia. So.
Those are some long necks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do I need to get closer to you?
No, it was actually Selena.
Okay. Is the monster right there?
There's one right there, and there's one right here.
Okay. So, team, should I hit the one closer to land or closer to our friend? You know what?
You know Artie is pretty self-sufficient, so she's not terribly worried. So,
Yep. But I'm worried.
I mean, yeah, that's... I'm telling you what you know. You get to make the decision.
Anyone else want to weigh in?
Use your actions as you want to use them.
There's that. You might also have a clearer line of sight to the one directly north of you.
That is true.
The one directly north of me, so would that be the one? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That one. Okay, I will hit that one with my lightning. Do they... Oh, he doesn't make it, okay.
I just heard it get struck by lightning.
12.
Now it's barking at you.
Yeah.
And we're not meant to see its hit points, right?
Yep.
Okay.
At this moment, yes. Okay. Anything else?
All I want to say is that, what if the Beasts of Nurgle are just the, Monsters Inc. lady on a bad day? And, that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Verloren.
You're funny.
Thank you, Artie.
Alright, I'm going... So, might be a bad idea, but I'm going to back up. Because I see it there, it's like, oh, that's awfully close. I don't want to get sprayed by acidy stuff.
Look at you two lined up in a perfect straight line.
There's that too.
Or excuse me, you three.
I'll go to here. I don't know if I was in a threat range.
It doesn't seem to lunge out at you.
Oh, okay.
But it does track you.
Good to know. I am going to change it up a little bit since we're fighting our big bad now. I'd love to throw some more insults at it, but I am going to bonus action. Here we go. Alright, did that come through? Alright. So I'm going to cast Hex as a bonus action on this on the head. And then I'm going to shoot at it with a crossbow.
Sounds good.
Because I need to actually make an attack roll to make use of the hex.
Are you a hex girl and you're gonna put a spell on them?
So sad with such a good damage roll.
That was a pretty good damage roll.
Alright, well that's my action and bonus action.
Okay. At the end of your turn, another head pops up out of the water on this end over here.
Lovely.
Hey, Strix.
All right. So as the heads are popping out of the water, how is the water level looking? Is it like approaching me?
It's lapping a little bit, but they're not. It's not really like doesn't seem like it's moving towards you
Alright.
more than it was before.
Alright. Stand my ground. I'm going to attack the closest one to me.
Okay, that'll hit. You don't get. Do you get sneak attack on that?
I don't have anybody within 5 feet of it, so no.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay,
I just roll it with it all the time.
that's fine. Another head begins to rise up out of the water at the end of your turn.
For my own personal edification, can you put a mark on the ones that have received fire damage within the last round? Because I'm pretty sure this one did. From Nissa. One of them got hit by a firebolt and took 2d10. And took 18 damage. So if one of them is down 18 from Nissa, that's the one that...
It's the one in front of you.
Well, this one. Perfect. The one I'm flipping off currently.
Yes.
Perfect. Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pew pew. To the one directly below me. Does a... I assume a 12 does not hit.
12 will not hit now. 24 will though.
Yay, and it takes an extra d6. 3, so 10 total damage.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So that head collapses and falls back into the water.
Lovely. I'm going to turn and cast on her as a bonus action. I'm going to cast Sanctuary. I'm a protector healer.
There you go.
She's sanctuaried. And then I'm going to fly over top of... Sweet. I'm going to go right here. And I'm also going to go up another 10 feet. So I'm up 40 in the air. And then I'm also going to mark her with, mark both concentration and... What marks are we using for concentration?
You can do whatever you want for concentration as long as you remember what it is.
Okay, I'm gonna do gold on her for concentration. And I'm gonna select myself and give myself a shield for Shield of Faith.
Okay.
Cool. And she has your sanctuary mark too, so we're good. And that's my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, another head's gonna rise up out of the water.
Excellent. Oh, and I am glowing right now. I have my little
Okay.
armor lights turned on. Just
Okay. Okay. It's Nissa's turn.
straight.
Which one is she targeting?
The one right below me.
Yep.
I think you're muted. Oh, okay.
I was muted.
Haha.
Yup.
And that's her turn.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. At the end of her turn, another head will push up and rise out of the water.
So many heads.
There's a lot of heads, yes.
Uh-oh. It's bad when he agrees.
And Selena's turn.
She's gonna maintain her concentration on
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary. No, she's got Shield of Faith going on me.
Oh,
So
that's
she's going to. Oof, I have to figure out which of her spells have. Give me a second, because I'm sure guidance. I know guidance is a concentration. So is resistance. So the only cantrip she has is an offensive one that doesn't require concentration. So she's just gonna back up. And stay away from baddies and be prepared to heal as needed. I'm gonna go back over here. That's it. She's not readying any spells or anything. She's just she's gonna try and find cover, which I realize there's not much right there, but she's just trying to be out of the way. Actually, she's gonna go right. Oops, excuse me. There, because it's still the same distance, but now she's slightly less in line with other people.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Okay, so this is gonna lead to a bunch of shifting as the main body begins to rise up and surge up out of the water. So I can't.
She's so pretty.
Here, I'll share the whole image for you guys.
Wow.
And the heads are all now up in your faces as he basically surges out. Strix, there's definitely a splash of water coming your way, just so you are aware.
Already noted.
He's already planning on GTFOing.
So let's start from the top down. So we've got Verloren. A bite attack coming at you. 11. I assume that'll miss.
It's a miss.
Okay. Then we got Nissa. An 18.
That'll hit.
Okay, so 7 piercing damage. Then we've got Strix for a 14.
That will miss.
Oh, really? And then we've got 2 on Porcini.
Oh, 2?
None of the heads are attacking the lightning bug that's shooting it.
You're too high up.
Oh, I am too high. Okay. Well, that's good to know.
You were way up above, and it was not even really paying attention to you.
Gotcha. It just kept getting shot from lightning. Oh, God. Sorry. Fireworks. Go on.
So a 23 Porcini.
Yeah, that'll hit.
15 damage.
11
11 to hit you.
That won't hit.
Okay. Cool. And that's the end of
Wait,
it. Can you see its
it
hit
does-
point bar?
Yeah. It does enter my area.
Its head?
It does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll allow that to trigger, and you can attack the head with it.
Yay.
Which head do you want to attack?
Oh, does it only do one?
I think you have to use your reaction to target one specific enemy. I think.
Okay. Yeah, it's a reaction, so yeah. Okay.
You don't want to do
Which? No, I'll do it. Which one hit me the hardest?
it? This one here.
Okay, I'll hit that one then. Come on, 1d6. 5. Not bad.
Okay. Okay, I guess that one goes down.
What?
Yeah, it was already damaged.
Oh. Well, that's nice. So it goes to bite me and then it just like, oh, does it start coughing and then it just lays down on the ground sad?
There is a great mental image. I loved it.
So that was on its turn. That happened, right? Because you triggered it.
Yes.
Okay. That sucks.
Why?
Because 2 heads sprout from its body.
Because that one didn't take fire damage. I assume the necrotic damage also doesn't... Or her thing is necrotic, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So should I shift to any fire spells if I have fire spells?
Fire is what we believe stops its regeneration. That's what we rolled earlier. Also, if you're concentrating on lightning and you took damage, that would be a concentration check.
Yes, you do need to make a concentration. You gotta beat a 10. So that's a
And
constitution
it's a saving throw?
Constitution saving throw, yes.
Yeah, I make it.
Cool.
Noise.
Okay. It's your turn now, Porcini.
Okay, I'm checking to see if I have any fiery spells. Fiery.
Icy spells.
Yeah, I don't have any fiery spells.
You're a fungus. You don't like fire.
Yeah. Ooh! Well, the head dies, right?
It did.
Could I animate the head?
Sorry. It's a beautiful thought.
What does it require you to do that?
Let me double check.
Because if it's a reaction,
If it's a reaction, you can't because.
I used my reaction. Let me double
Because
check.
I think you have to do it when it dies, right?
I'm looking. Yeah, it's my reaction.
Okay. So, unfortunately, no.
No, but I could do it.
You could give it a try.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm gonna kill this one in front of me, and then I'm gonna try. Oh, I'm crazy.
Well, you have your reaction back now, so.
I do?
It's your turn.
Could I raise it? No, I can't. Can I?
It says when it dies, right?
Damn it. Okay.
So you gotta kill one to raise it.
I'm so excited. Oh, that would be so crazy if its own, like, dead head was attacking it. I'm
if a beast or
crazy.
humanoid that is small or medium dies within 10 feet of you.
Give me a moment.
Would she know if a hydra is considered a beast or humanoid? Because out of character, I think a hydra is a monstrosity, right?
Maybe. sounds right.
I mean, I'm totally down for the DM decision here.
Yeah,
I
we'll
just-
see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So what are you doing, Pushini?
I'm gonna cast lightning really quick, and then I have I have to Gavin.
Can I give you some information about the spell called lightning?
Yes.
Everything within 5 feet of where the lightning strike has to take damage, which means if you strike this spot right here,
Wait, one moment. Can't see it. Okay.
if you hit this spot right here,
Uh
all
huh.
3 of these heads and the body would have to do a dex save.
I want to do that. That seems like my smartest option.
I know that you're new to that spell.
No, that's
so I wanted
brilliant.
to make
Thank
sure you knew.
You
No,
gonna do
that's
that?
awesome. Yeah, I thought I just had to pick one target. Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, it's a 5-foot square and anything within range of that.
Bud, I'll be right there, okay, buddy? Yeah, can you please roll those really quick? And then I'm gonna check the child. Awesome! They all failed. Let me roll damage. Thank you.
Yay!
Because he came to talk to me, was talking in circles and swaying. So,
Yeah,
Oh.
he walked over and picked up a bundle of socks that was on the ground,
yes.
and then walked away.
So I'm gonna go talk to him.
He's back on the
That's
couch.
14 damage. Okay, I'm gonna go check on him.
You want to coax him into bed? Okay. We'll say.
So 4 different things just took 14 damage.
Yep.
It's a lot of damage. That's awesome. Yes, I know, Kitty. I'm sorry. It's so scary.
Oh, is he
People
freaking out about the fireworks?
She's a little bit. She also kind of has the zoomies and is chasing a fly, so I'm not sure which one's going on. Did you get the fly? Did you eat it like a good kitty? Yeah, I know. It's kind of spooky.
Okay.
It's okay though.
The end of Pushini's turn, I'm going to use a reaction to have one of the heads bite and Strix nibble.
Baby.
Okay, that's gonna miss. For Lauren's turn.
Alright.
Skip past
I will use my bonus action to move the hex onto this one.
Okay.
And then I'm going to stab it with my rapier.
it. 16, that will hit.
Nice. Okay. And then I also get damage from hex.
Does that include the +1 extra damage for the rapier +1 that I gave it?
Yeah.
Cool. Because it gives +1 to damage and to hit. So.
Okay, wait.
I'm closing windows so it's less loud when you boom.
I'll just roll it. There. D6. Okay, so 8 total. 3 of that's necrotic.
Okay. Sounds good. Anything else?
Nope, that was my action and bonus action.
Okay. We're gonna say it's gonna bite you back as a reaction, our legendary action at the end of its turn. At the end of your turn, 17.
Yeah, it hit.
Right,
As a
11
reaction,
piercing.
you can blind it, remember.
Oh, wait a second. But, let's see.
10.
I could also, as a reaction, just
Silvery barbs?
throw out some silvery barbs.
So I'm gonna re-roll it.
Yeah. So you roll.
10.
Yay!
Okay.
Sweet. And I'll give Strix advantage on his next attack.
There you go. Okay, and it's Strix's turn.
All right. Strix is going to bonus action disengage.
Because the water.
Yep, because of the water.
Disengaging from the water. Not the hydra, the water.
You're not dangerous, Hydra. The water is. Stay away.
Which one are you
Not
attacking?
bad intentions.
I'm attacking the main body.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
You have advantage.
Fish for that crit.
He likes fish. I assume. I assume he likes
Okay.
fish. Am I just speciest? Might be speciest. I'm
That had
sorry.
advantage, right?
Yes, it did.
All right, let me roll one more time. Just in case. Nope.
Anything else?
Yes,
Nope.
does Strix like fish?
You got sneak attack.
Yep. Okay.
That's everything.
Okay. Audie's turn.
Hardy is gonna be like, yo, bro, eat dust, and I'm gonna cast fairy fire on it again. So I need to save from it, and this time I'm definitely actively pointing it at the big fat body of Doom, and it's a dex save. Wait, did I hit that at second level? Nope, that's supposed to be at first level. My bad. I hit the wrong button. It's supposed to be at first. I just had the wrong one pulled up.
Yeah. So you're doing fairy fire on it.
Yes, I need a dex save.
And it will fail.
Beautiful. Now, obviously, I was hitting here. Let me, because I'll draw it out for you. The 20-foot cube to make sure that these 4 heads plus the body. I don't know if it spreads across the entire creature, including the other 2 heads that are not inside this range. But I was mainly wanting to make sure I hit the body and as many heads as possible, if they are separate. Otherwise, it's just the whole thing. I don't know how you want to do that.
I'm gonna say it'll get anything that was wiggling around inside the area.
Okay.
Just because of the way that the Hydra is fighting, basically. I'm running the Hydra.
Yeah.
Normal
Okay.
Hydras are boring.
No, they're glowing and very easy to hit.
So the purple
And-
ones are marked.
Like that. Did this one get hit? Because it was. Whoop! I did it at an angle, but I also meant to hit this corner one if possible.
Oh yeah, that's in the area. Okay.
Yay, lots of advantage, lots of advantage. And then I'm gonna do something really dumb. I'm gonna do a flyby. I'm gonna go pew. Wait, pew, pew, and then back up 2. There. I'm gonna be down at
So are you trying to provoke attacks?
Yes, I am actively trying to provoke attacks, and I'm back down to 15 feet above.
Okay.
How low would I have to go? Because he's a big creature.
He's probably about 15, 20 feet.
Okay, yeah. Then I'll be at 15 feet up in the air, 10 feet away from this guy, and I'm trying to attack as many provokes from these 3 as possible.
$13, 24, and a natural 20.
How many of those? You rolled so many things. I'm sorry.
That,
What?
but I think I already used my reaction.
So 13 for 1 attack.
Okay.
For 7 damage. That doesn't hit you. 24.
Which does.
For 15 piercing.
Okay.
And then a natural 20 for 13 plus 6.
19.
So 19.
Okay. Let me make sure and see if I have anything in here that changes any of that. Sorry.
And a quick clarification, I already used my reaction until the start of my next turn, right?
Yes. Because you're silvery barbs.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Because you use that. It was essentially you end your turn, and between yours and Strix's turn, he used his attack, and you used your barbs to do that.
And then we said 19.
Oh, that's right.
I am down to ow. I'm down to an ow.
Okay.
Cleric for the heal.
KKK. Are you all done, Artie?
I am done and ow.
Okay.
Yes.
Nissa's
And I did
turn.
leave this one's range.
At the moment, you're out of its range.
Okay.
It looks like it can move based on where other ones are at.
Mm-hmm. Part of this was she was trying to see how far it can reach for its attacks. It looks like each head only has a 5-foot range until it moves.
So Nissa, the long shot that this is going to work, but Nissa is going to roll sleep, try and tame some of the heads, targeting mainly here.
Okay.
And it's at a 2nd level. So not great. Roll 34.
34.
Yeah. Or 33, sorry.
Okay. We'll say this one falls asleep. And then it goes in a circle. And that one falls asleep. So those 2 new heads, the newer of the heads, just fell asleep. Yes.
The one with the 2 green dots?
Yep. So if they get attacked, they wake up?
Oh, crap.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Each creature affected by the spell falls unconscious until the spell ends. The sleeper takes any damage, or someone uses an action to shake it or slap it awake.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna stand her ground.
Okay. At the end of her turn, the one that engaged with her is going to take a bite at her. It's going to miss. And it's Selena's turn.
Okay. Shit. She's gonna. Who all has taken how much damage? Because I don't see anybody has changed any of their health bars.
Oh,
And
I
Nissa
should
took
change
a little
mine.
bit. Nissa took like 7.
okay. We're gonna cast Cure Wounds on. She's gonna run over and cast Cure Wounds actually on Nissa. Because Artie's too high in the air. Let me pull up Cure Wounds real quick. It's okay, baby cat. You don't have to run. That's not the button I pushed. So it's just a D8 plus her plus 3 for her. So 8 plus
Yep,
3.
so
So
it's
yeah,
double.
she should be back to full. And that was. She's gonna go back down 15 to there. And that is her turn.
Okay. It's now back to its turn. Those two heads are asleep. This one's going to stretch out to you, Artie. And then we're going to have bite attack going from Verlorn down. 14 to hit you, Verlorn.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, that'll be 9 piercing.
Alrighty.
And we got Nisa for an 11.
Miss.
Okay, Artie for a 14, that'll miss. Barshini for a 12.
That misses.
Okay,
Nice.
now it's your turn, Barshini.
Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my attack right here and hit this head and the body.
Okay, your lightning blast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's 2 saves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think they both fail.
Yep. And call lightning. 11.
Lovely spell.
So efficient.
Yeah, and I still have like almost all of my spell slots.
Right? And a ring to give you an extra one.
It's great
Yeah.
when you have a spell that literally does the whole fight and you don't have to worry about it.
Right?
Yeah.
Or when you're Artie and all you do is shoot lightning. You don't use spells for combat. You just use it for healing and buffing.
Yeah.
And debuffing.
That one up by Verlorn's gonna be pissed and he's gonna get bitten at. 27 hit you, Verlorn?
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that
11,
hits.
11 piercing as you get bit because the head's very angry about the lightning.
Lightning, huh?
I'm sorry, I might have agitated it.
Okay, now it's your turn, Verlorn.
Oh, hello, kitten. I'll just ignore me, fine.
Alright. Well. Also have in there. Let's see. Okay. Whew. Well, I will stab at it with my action.
I just realized like all of my D&D games have been having like crazy things with heads going on in the last 2 weeks.
Hey.
It's foreshadowing.
Well,
If
But
I
did
didn't
your
have
end?
this going on,
15 damage to the head.
15 damage.
you,
to the head.
sir, were not
Yeah.
ahead of the investigation.
But did you?
Let's say I decapitated the barbarian the first round of combat in the one shot we ran the other night.
Lol. Was it Bruno's character?
It was.
It might have been.
That's amazing. Sorry, I saw some of the chat and I was like, I saw something about decapitation. I was like, well, he's obviously not playing Dearden because Dearden can't really get decapitated.
Yeah.
Sort of. Kind of. He's already been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was terrible. We were like, it was no. Right?
Y'all done for learn?
I will use my
Oh, wait.
bonus.
I was the
action.
only other person.
It was Joe. Joe wasn't there,
Mm.
so it was DJ.
Yep.
DJ
Okay.
and Mia.
I give 7 healing to Artie because she doesn't look so hot.
Aww. Thanks. She appreciates it.
I blow you a little fairy kiss.
Aww. Love it.
Visited by your kitchen.
And let's see.
So offended because they stopped playing you.
I'll move here to get some flanking.
Help out Nissa. Okay.
Yep.
Strix. Go ahead.
Targeting the main body again.
Okay. I don't think you have advantage on this one, do you?
It's
No.
got
Oh,
fairy
It is
fire.
fairy fired. That's correct.
There's a specific reason I did it. Beyond the fact that it's just a really good spell for this fight.
Yeah.
So you have advantage. Fairy fired.
That will hit.
That's better.
Hi, kitty. Did you get to fly?
Nice.
I love that. Did you get to fly?
She's trying. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
I was gonna say you still have advantage, but rerolling isn't really gonna help that one.
No.
So you do 8 more.
Unfortunately, but that's all right.
8. That's still for a dagger. That's pretty darn good.
That's my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn, the head's gonna bite at Nissa. Snip, snip. 14
Ow.
damage.
Yeah. That hurt.
Yeah, I bet it did. Artie, I jumped past you.
Artie is going to. So we talked about what it would take to So I have those grease bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically, I should be able to throw them or use my catapult spell. Correct?
Yeah, you can do that.
Cool. I'm going to Misty Step. I'm 15 in the air and it's the angles. Would I be able to be like here in well, Misty's how far is Misty Step?
It's 30 feet.
And if I want to go at an angle, how high would you allow me to go?
You're currently 15.
Yeah.
You wanted to end up over the hydra?
Yeah, directly on top. I'm gonna basically my intent is to just unload a bunch of, like, basically drop a bunch of them. As many as you'll let me drop.
Bombing run.
Yeah, I'm doing a bombing run. I'm like teleporting over here and then just gonna bomb over top of as much as I can get.
Okay. I'm gonna say you could be 10 feet higher up in the air. So if you end up like right here over top.
Okay, we'll do that. And then I want to cover as much of its body because we said each one was a 5-foot thing. How many will you let me do in at once? If I'm just kind of like dumping them on him from high up in the air.
How are you doing it? Are you grabbing them out of your bag and tossing them? Are you flipping your bag and dumping everything? What are you doing?
She would have had them in their own separate bag, probably. Well, no, because they're. I guess she would have to throw one at a time.
Okay.
So would that just be a roll it like a dagger throw?
Yeah. Yeah, do it like a dagger throw. That's fine. Actually, this would be an improvised, so you don't get your proficiency bonus, I don't think. Unless
you're going to tell me that my artificer isn't proficient at throwing bombs.
Do you what are you proficient with? Your like ranged weapons? Are you proficient at darts?
I mean, I'm proficient in firearms and simple weapons and all sorts of tools. Every tool in the book.
Simple darts are part of simple, right?
I think so. I'm proficient in throwing daggers. I'm proficient in throwing simple stuff. Yeah, I believe that would count.
For right now, I'll let you have it. I'll have to look at it, look at the rules, but I'm pretty sure you have to have like a feat for that. But it's fine. I'll allow it for right now because I don't want to have to look up the rules in the middle of the fight.
Okay. I assume a 19 will hit?
19 will hit, yes.
Yay! It is covered in shards of broken glass and oil in 5-foot square. And then I'm going to use... So I misty stepped to get here so I wouldn't provoke. And then I'm going to go further up with a with my movement. And I'm going to be... We'll just put me at a straight up 50. 50 feet up in the air.
Okay.
That's where I am now. And that's a bonus action, and then a throwing action, and then I'm going to free action flip him off again.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. I'm not going to mark that as red yet, because you have not lit that on fire.
That brings me down to 11 of these.
Okay. End of your turn. Head's gonna snip at Porcini.
Okay.
27.
Oh yeah, that hits. So 13.
13.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to put that damage in. 13. All right, I'm looking terrible.
Okay, and then it's Nissa's turn. What's she targeting?
Main body.
Okay.
The greasy part. Symbol.
I imagine 11 did not hit.
11? No, sorry. I missed that for a second.
This is gonna stand there still.
Okay. Selena.
She is going to. Sorry, I'm thinking here. Oh, let me see what her spells are. She's going to drop concentration on Shield of Faith.
Okay.
So my AC goes back down to 21. And she's going to cast Bless. Let me check here.
Is it 3 targets, 30 feet?
She's going to upcast at 2nd level, so she can add an extra target.
So 4.
So 4 people. She's going to target Nissa, Porcini, Valoran, and Strix.
Okay. Just in range of everyone.
Yep. So she's still concentrating, but just concentrating on something else. And I will lose my Shield of Faith icon. Give me a second. Cancel.
Okay.
And that's her turn. And she still has an attack, so she's still sanctuaried. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. At that, it's its turn. It's got two heads burst back into life from the one that Forlorn had killed last turn. There. This happens.
Oh, I should have just made Alchemist Fire. I could have actually made Alchemist Fire. That would have been way smarter than making pitch bombs.
Okay, that's okay.
That's fine.
Now we know for if we try to fight a troll in the future.
Right, there we go.
Oh, that happens at the end of its turn. So the heads haven't appeared yet.
Thought you meant fight a troll.
A troll comes running in. Sorry.
Yeah.
Roy Jenkins. Sorry. That's control it is.
Oh,
It just moved towards Nissa.
Yes, it moves
Yeah.
towards Nissa.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's gonna use reaction and cast shield.
Okay, you can wait and see if it even hits her.
Okay.
It doesn't have. You don't have to do it until it actually would hit. You can see the results first.
All
right. So one head's gonna snap back at Verlorn. 27. For 10 piercing.
Alright.
The new head's gonna snap at Nissa for 24 for 15 damage.
Yeah, that's gonna hit her regardless.
And then the other head's gonna snap at Porcini. 10.
Okay.
That's gonna
No.
miss.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. And the end of its turn, 2 new heads pop in. Now it's Porcini's turn.
Okay. Let's see, what are we dealing with? We still got those 2 sleeping heads. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this slightly. And it's going to hit the body and the 2 new heads.
Okay. Okay, they all fail.
Alright. 1 second. Wow. Okay. 16. And then I wanted to check something really quickly. Oh! Oh, wait on that. Oh, I forgot I have that. I can speak telepathically to any one creature I share a language with within 30 feet.
Nice.
Huh.
Anything else, Porcini?
You
still got your
right
primary
now,
action.
no. My primary action?
Yeah, it was a bonus action for the lightning.
What?
Yeah.
So can I cast another spell?
As long as it doesn't require concentration.
Oh my gosh, I have been wasting my turns. Okay, I think I'm going to cast Chill Touch on the one directly in front of me.
Okay.
Because it's been hitting me, and I don't like that.
Okay.
Does a 21 hit?
It does.
Okay. Seven damage.
If that's a cantrip, it should go up to. Oh, that is 2d8. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay.
Y'all done, Porcini?
Yeah, it's my turn.
Okay. Lauren?
Alright. I'm going to use my bonus action to put the hex on this head.
Okay.
Then I'm going to stab it, and because I'm flanking, I have advantage.
Yes,
And you're
you do.
blessed, so you get a plus 1d4.
Ooh, also blessed. Nice. Okay. Keep that in mind.
Hashtag blessed.
Ooh, it's a crit.
Yeah.
Nice. Alright, so X gets doubled.
We like crits.
So 17 on that.
17 total.
17
Oh,
total.
sweet.
Okay. Nice. Okay.
And, well, that's my turn.
Okay. The end of your turn, it's gonna nip at you. 20.
Let's see. We can let that go. How much damage did it do?
13.
18. I have slots. I'll silvery barbs on that.
Okay. Reroll. Oh, that's not the button I want. This is the one I want. 20.
No.
Alright.
13 damage.
Let's see.
Who are you giving advantage to?
That's a question. Who needs the advantage? I'll give it to myself. I might
There you
need
go.
it for some saves. Okay. 13.
Okay. Y'all done? Oh, that was it. Yeah, your end of turn thing. Okay, Strix.
Main body again.
Okay.
Ooh,
There it
nice.
is. I was gonna say plus a d4, but I guess I don't have to. Ooh, for 13 and 13, very good numbers.
And
Still have
You
advantage.
still have advantage.
oh,
Plus a d4. You're also blessed.
Oh, that's right. Let me see. This should be good. Well, normal.
I imagine the 25 hits.
Yes.
That's Strix's turn.
Okay. At the end of Strix's turn, this head here is gonna snip at Nisa. 16.
She used
So she's shielding.
She's shielding. Okay.
Yeah.
So it'll miss then.
That will miss.
Okay. Now it's time for Artie's turn.
Artie is gonna aiming specifically for the pitch on this thing is
Okay.
gonna firebolt
Cool.
for a 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna firebolt for 2d6. Or excuse me, 2d10. For 11 damage, and now the motherfucker's on fire.
Yep. Nope. It catches on fire. And yeah, no. It's very unhappy. You see all of the heads immediately react to the pain of it burning. And you begin to see its body language shift, and it looks like it's headed back to the water.
Nope, nope, nope.
That
Somebody have firewall?
lol, that's a very powerful spell.
Oh, Artie, do you have anything else?
I'm double checking.
It's past my level.
Who of our people is lowest hit points?
I'm at 8 right now.
Misses at 2.
Oh, yeah, this beat me.
What's she at? 2?
2, yes.
Oh, okay.
Artie is gonna get within 30 feet of Nissa, which I should be able to do.
I think you're already there.
Well, I'm also 50 feet in the air, so I have to lower down. But I can move 35, so I'm gonna go down at an angle to here, be just 30 feet away from her, so that'll put me 25 in the air. And something to that. I think that's how the math works. And I'm gonna cast Sanctuary on her. And it's not a concentration, so I can have it on multiple people.
Nice.
And that's my spell is being cast.
Okay. So they have to make a wisdom save to target.
Yes, otherwise they have to change targets.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Okay. At the end of Nissa's turn, one is gonna snip at Porcini.
That was the end of my turn, not Nissa's
Oh,
turn. But yes.
Sorry. Yes. At the end of your turn.
Still.
Yes, at the end of the turn. So a 20, Porcini.
It's
Okay, for 9 piercing.
okay. I am still up.
Ooh.
Yay.
Okay, now it's Nissa's turn.
Alright. Nissa's targeting the main body and firebolt.
Okay.
The sanctuary goes away.
damage. I need to roll.
She does have advantage.
Yeah, I gotta roll twice.
Oh, that didn't actually do what I wanted it to do.
Uh, 18.
Yep.
She gets 1d4 too, right?
2d.
Correct.
There we go.
Yeah, the 18 hits. So
Okay. So yeah, it's 11.
11 damage.
I posted the damage before actual rolls.
Oh yeah, I see that.
The sanctuary I cast on her is now gone because it only lasts until they attack.
Nissa wants this thing dead,
That's true. That's fair. That's totally reasonable.
especially since it's running away.
Okay. Selena.
She's gonna run up and heal and then run back. Me. I'm not actually gonna physically. Actually, she's gonna come over here. Me. So she doesn't attack and get within reach of the head. She's gonna heal for cure wounds, which is a D8 plus 3. Let me roll it. 9. She's back up to double digits. And that is her turn.
It is now its turn. It's gonna retract all of its heads. So
Attacks of opportunity.
there is 3 attacks of opportunity.
Does one go past me enough that I can?
You're 30 feet in the air, so no.
Does one go past me?
One goes away from you, yes. So
Okay.
Porshini, Nissa, and Verlorn get attacks.
It can't retract the green heads. They're asleep.
I'm going to
Yes.
attack with poison spray, but I need a Constitution saving throw.
I'm pretty sure it'll hit.
It fails! Excellent.
I like the quarterstaff from Strix.
Ooh!
Not a dagger, a quarterstaff.
That's Nissa.
21.
I get it, but it was just really funny looking.
20.
Wow.
You kill a head.
Yeah.
Sit down.
And 2 more pop up.
I don't know. It's on fire. It might not be able to. That was why I was trying to light it on fire. Just took me until this long to get it on fire.
Nissa hits her head. Yes. Oh, that's the other way. It's supposed to be the other way. Work. Stupid numbers. Verlorn 21. Does this head have any damage? And Verlorn, you kill your head. You're attacking too.
Dropping heads. Heads will roll.
Okay. Yeah.
That looks like its hit point bar just disappeared to me.
It's really, I don't know, or it's really, 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 really low.
Yep, it's its turn, and because of that, it takes fire damage from the burning pitch, and he watches its body just kind of slumps to the ground, and all the heads begin to flail out, and they're like fighting and gasping, and then all of a sudden they all fall limp and die. And you guys beat the Hydra.
Yeah! Got real close there for a minute.
That was a good fight.
Man,
Ooh.
a little dicey, yeah.
Okay, guys.
Harvest
stay
the
with
body.
me. If I reanimate it, we can walk it back to the village. Huh?
If you reanimate it, you can make it break its own dam and then walk it back to the village.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, but we don't want to flood the village.
I mean, we can do it slowly.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have to step out. I have been up since 2. I've been passing out. I'm sorry.
Oh
No, you're totally cool, bud.
Hey, hey.
Yeah.
There was one battle where I was like in and out the whole time, so don't even worry. I got you beat on falling asleep in battle. Okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
You get to bed. We'll catch you. We'll fill you up on in the meantime.
All right. Go on.
Okay.
Sleep
night.
well.
Good night.
Bye.
Okay. So let's get our rolls for harvesting, and then do we want to resolve the dam next time when Strick can be with us?
I think that's reasonable.
Let's resolve the hydra and then hydra's blood, because that'll take some time.
Yeah.
And then we
That's
can
a
go
good
from
idea.
there. Because that's something that Strick's necessary.
What skill is that?
That will be survival. And you will have
not one I
advantage
have.
because there's the alchemists and the merchants guild people that have both hold the carts over. And
Artie is using this as a learning moment because she was training in survival but isn't fully trained, so she's using this as a learning moment.
This is a survival check. Ooh, I have a +7 and
You
I'm
should-
proficient.
You should do it. You get guidance from what's her face, so you get an extra D4.
you get a D4, you get advantage because
Oh my
you also have
God. Okay, good. I got advantage. Good. Thank God. Oh my God, that's terrible.
Plus a D4.
Plus a D4. Why? Wow, how is that? That's so unfair.
We did a lot of damage to it. It's probably kind of difficult to manage.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
okay.
That's rough. Can
Okay.
you silvery barbs her?
Oh wait, hold on.
That is
I think
just
I can.
bullshit.
Wait.
A 2 and then a 3?
It's really hard to get worse than this. So I mean, a silvery barb sounds great right now. You can also inspire her, I think.
Oh, I could throw a bardic inspiration. I'll probably do the trick
Man.
also.
I will allow you to
Hold
do a bardic inspiration because you're probably singing a song about vanquishing the hydra right now.
Yes. Here, let me.
I will allow it.
Yay.
See, if I
Because
had
I
rolled
don't see
a
why
1.
Verlorn would be
Oh wait,
sitting back.
that's
no,
in that 1, right? Oh, well, I don't know if that counts.
That's on
You get a D8.
D20.
Oh, because I have that thing where I can re-roll.
She's your
Oh.
halfling, yeah.
It's just so frustrating.
No, your
So
first one was a 2.
stupid. I know.
So you get a plus an additional 3. So
An additional
14 total.
Which isn't horrible, actually.
Okay.
Once you get to that point.
Right. A 10 is average. Remember that. So we're not completely out.
Go ahead and roll a D10.
Me?
Yeah.
Are we sure that's a good idea?
Roll a D10.
Go for
We're
it.
not fighting.
You can do it.
Oh, that's not a D10. That's a D100.
That would have been funny.
That would have been a little high, most likely.
Watch her roll a 1.
On a D100.
Oh, thanks, Daniel. You screwed me over.
Wow. Daniel, how dare you? You should let her re-roll that. You jinxed her.
I was saying that to the D100.
Sure you were.
I was.
Sure.
So you guys managed to, with the help of the alchemist, and managed to get 4 jugs of hydra's blood.
Oh,
We could have gotten so much more. It's so frustrating.
Artie is gonna see if someone will help her fish those at least one of those crocodile corpses out of the water too. She's small; she can't fish very well.
You actually notice that the crocodile corpses are gone.
He must have eaten them.
Oh. Maybe.
I mean, that's that.
See, Dan's
most likely
punishing
reason.
me because I rolled 1s and 2s. And 3s.
So, so you guys got 4 jugs. go ahead and
Notice how
throw
we
that in
didn't
whatever notes you want to put that in. Ship loot, I guess.
Yeah, I would put that in ship loot in the Discord.
Oh
Does
wait,
someone
that's
wanna throw
4
that in there?
drugs for
I'm
us.
doing it.
That's 4 jugs total of
Oh,
Hydra's blood.
How
I'm
many
so
jugs did they
angry.
send us?
They sent you with 20.
Yep.
So frustrated.
Can we harvest any other random bits off of this, or is it is it not? With that roll, is it not very harvestable? It's just we used it up.
You could probably get some fangs and some claws. But
No.
beyond that,
For
you guys mangled a lot of heads.
for flavor.
For flavor.
Well, for flavor, since it had acidic blood, that probably made it harder to harvest.
It definitely did, for sure. It's not your fault. It was just a shitty old hydra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was sickly because it had acidic blood.
So, yes,
Still
we
just
will.
so frustrating.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm going to take you guys back to the world map.
Okie dokie.
And then we will call that here for the night.
Okie dokie.
Thank you all for watching this episode of the Black Valkyrie. And we will be back next time.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.